Hey guys, what's up? Spring is here, it has sprung. Turkey season's right around the corner, and then unfortunately, we all catch a common cold every now and then. Today, I'm gonna give you the perfect fix for that. Homemade orzo chicken soup. We're gonna get started making some fresh soup that's good all year round. So let's get started and let's get this chicken in the water and get it boiling. I got this chicken. I live in a really remote area down in Southeast Alabama, and grocery store is 35 miles away. So I've got some guys in Birmingham at Evans Meats and Seafood, and they not only send me chickens, they send me the best steaks I can get, all this great meat and fish, and they send it in a box, coolered, ready to go, refrigerated. And this is one of these really great organic chickens. And all I'm doing here is taking this raw chicken, and I'm gonna put it in this boiling water and in this pan. And I've just got it basically where it's about an inch over the chicken. So you don't wanna have too much water. We're gonna boil it and have about an inch covering the chicken. What else I'm gonna do here, just for the boiling process, I'm gonna take some celery. I cleaned it just to get the dirt off of it, and I'm just gonna chop this celery really simply. This is not gonna be in the soup to consume. We're simply using this to go into the pot to help with the flavoring of the chicken as it's cooking. And then we're also gonna take an onion, cut this onion in half, and I'm just gonna cut it down the middle, turn it sideways, 3 cuts, bigger chunks like that. And this is going in the water as well. And that's gonna be in there simply to give it flavor and to make that chicken stock, which chicken stock is really chicken broth, and it's what is gonna flavor the water with the chicken, the bones, and all that as it's cooking. And that's gonna make chicken stock. People hear chicken stock, what's chicken stock? It's just chicken broth. I'm also gonna add just a little bit of pepper, not much, because it'll, you put too much in there and it's gonna really change the consistency of the broth early. And then you do wanna have a liberal amount of salt in the water to help with the cooking and tenderizing the chicken. So what we're gonna do now is this guy's gonna boil, and it's gonna boil for about 50 minutes until the meat is kind of falling apart. And then we'll be back to get this next process going after this chicken boils. All right, now that we have our chicken in the pot boiling, let's go ahead and get the rest of the ingredients ready to go, so when we're ready to make the soup at the end, they'll be ready. All right, so I've got a half an onion left. So what I'm gonna do is just basically, this onion is cut in half. I'm gonna just basically cut it in 1/2-inch long cuts diagonally against the grain, and then turn the onion sideways. Same thing this way. So we've got some nice kind of little bit bigger diced onions like that. And then the carrots, very simple. I like to cut them at an angle, and I'm gonna make them fairly chunky because as they cook for 20 minutes or so in the broth, when we put the orzo in there, they won't get too soggy, and they look a little bit better than just kind of cut the old way. And then what we're gonna do here with our celery is we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut that end off and then just cut them in diagonals. There you go, just like that. So that's what the celery is gonna look like. That's what the onions are gonna look like. And then we're gonna take 2 lemons, and we're gonna get the juice of 2 lemons. These are great, these are like $5. Put the lemon in here, just like that, cut in half. Again, if you don't have real lemons and fresh lemons, you're welcome to use real lemon juice, anything like that. That does work. Just not quite the same, but still get the basic lemon flavor at the end. And this product, the lemon itself, is not gonna go into the soup until the end. It's the last thing we do, because if you put it in there while you're cooking, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna boil off all the flavor. So we got lemon juice, carrots, celery, and onions, and that's gonna go in along with our orzo in just a few minutes. All right, guys, now that our chicken has finished boiling, it cooked for an hour. I've turned it down so I didn't get killed with steam over here. I'm gonna take the chicken out. It kind of pulled apart, which is great. That means it's nice and tender and ready to go into the refrigerator to cool off, because I can't handle this right now. If you've got some really thick insulated rubber gloves, you can debone it right now, but I'm gonna show you how to do that in a minute. So this is gonna go into the refrigerator. And then now I've got 4 cups of other chicken broth. This is homemade. You don't have to have homemade. You can use chicken bouillon. You can use chicken base that you mix with water to make stock, or you can buy canned chicken broth. Either one, it doesn't matter. But before I do that, I do need to take all of the celery and onions out of the pot that we use to cook with. So we'll remove these like that, take them and discard of them so you have clean broth. That's very important. You can use a strainer, you can use a spoon. It doesn't matter. We're gonna take all that off, which I've already done. And then we've got the chicken broth that's going in. I'm gonna turn around and turn this on high to get this back to a boil. And then we're gonna add our ingredients, and then the chicken's gonna be the last thing we add along with the lemon juice. So this is orzo. This is chicken and orzo soup. Orzo is a rice-shaped pasta. It's like a big grain of rice, but it's in the pasta family. You buy it in the pasta section of the food store. Look, it doesn't matter if you can't find this. Use rice. You can use small elbow noodles, pasta, anything you want that's like a pasta can go in this. So this is gonna go in the broth, just like that. These are our pre-cut celery and carrots and onions. They're going in as well. All right, looks beautiful. And then now we're gonna add some garlic salt. And we'll show you all the appropriate amounts in the recipe. And then we've got salt and pepper. There we go. All right, that's gonna cook at a boil, then simmer for 20 minutes. And then we're gonna be deboning the chicken, and we're gonna put it all together at the end so we can taste some great soup. Okay guys, let's get the chicken deboned. I've been working in a restaurant for a long time, so my hands are kind of tough, so it's still a little bit warm, but I don't care, I'm hungry, I want the soup. So basically I'm just gonna pull all the meat off this chicken, okay? And we wanna get everything. We wanna get all the meat off the bones and not waste anything. No skin needs to be in the soup, so we're gonna make sure the skin is taken off, and you're gonna have to get kind of down and dirty with it. Gloves make it nice, and then you can also boil all these bones again to make more broth, which is really cool. So we're taking the wings, doing the same thing with the wings, just taking the skin off, getting all of the chicken off the bones. Look at that, beautiful, so tender. There's nothing better. I like boiled chicken for a meal. I boil chicken all the time, and that's what I eat for dinner a lot. It's super easy. Put all the vegetables in there with it and just let it roll. An hour later, you got dinner. You don't have to fool with it, don't have to watch it, and it's so good, and it lasts for a couple days. Okay, now, I'm gonna take the chicken. It's going on the cutting board, and all this chicken needs to be chopped. Small pieces, just like that. Use a big blade. Listen, if you only have one knife, buy a good one and get a chef's knife. If you only have one knife in your kitchen, this is the one to have. Just a nice basic chef's knife, and just chop the chicken up just like that. That's done. It's gonna go back on our pan, ready to go. And a few more minutes, this chicken's gonna be simmered. The orzo is gonna be perfectly cooked, and we're gonna dump the chicken in there with the lemon juice, and we're gonna be ready to eat some chicken soup. All right, guys, 20 minutes is up. The soup is done simmering. The vegetables are perfectly tender. The orzo is right. We're gonna take our chicken that we chopped up and deboned. It's gonna go right into the soup just like that. And then lastly, the best part is fresh squeezed lemon juice, or again, real lemon juice, whatever you want. I've got about 3/4 of a cup right here inside there. The reason we don't put that in any sooner, it'll boil it out. You'd lose the flavor of it. And now we've got this incredible look at that soup. Rich, great broth, the orzo, the chicken, the color, the green, the celery, the carrots, unbelievable. Let me get a little taste of this guy right here. See what we got going. Great for a cold day. It's spring. Winter may still be grabbing you a little bit. This is the perfect thing. Oh my God. The lemon flavor, it's unbelievable. The broth is clean. The chicken is no fat. It's not greasy. It's perfect. Chicken orzo soup. Treat your family, treat your friends. It's a great gift. Make it, freeze it, whatever you want to do. Unbelievable. Thank you.